During the emancipation and independence period of Jamaica, which we celebrate on August 1st and 6th, I'm going to be doing a special Kareems Quest edition, Love Jamaica. The first place I'm going to stop is the People's Museum, which is located in our old capital, Spanish Town. It has a lot of Jamaican artifacts. Now, I wasn't born in the 1960s, so I'm going to be bringing along a historian, somebody who has spent over 36 years in Jamaican classrooms, Vivienne Grant Barrett. She's going to be telling me about some of these items, what was used in the average household, how were they used, as well as what it was like for her growing up in Jamaica during this period. Travel through Jamaica with me, Kareem Latouche, as I explore our rich landscape and creative personalities. Get to see some parts of Jamaica that you may not know or may have overlooked. Nowhere is too far, too muddy, or too high. I'll be driving through the 14 parishes and talking to vendors and community members to get the true stories of the various places. This is Kareem's Quest. So full disclosure, GB used to teach me history in high school. She used to give me some low mark and write up the whole of my paper. GB!
Yeah. What, my fit me? What?
I bring some mango for you.
Oh, blessings again.
That's it.
Blessings for
Take a little time with them, you know.
Oh.
Because they're sweet.
Oh man, we can't eat one and the rest I drink with some ginger.
Alright. I sort it out.
Can't get no fatter.
Alright, so you can put it down and then we head it out.
Thank you.
GB, make it that mark up my paper them so much. GB used to mark up the whole of my paper and then say good job Kareem and then I say all 11 out of 20.
Yeah, maybe you were coming from 7 out of 20, so that has to be a good job. But I write, and it's our weakness. I make comments because I expect that you don't only look at that final mark.
Yeah.
If you remember, my comments are saying about SP spelling.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I put 2 strokes, means start a new paragraph, and by then you should have known that. So I'm pointing out errors. You would be in the earlier years, but in the later years I started to not use red ink.
Okay.
It can be very offensive.
Listen, my work used to look like a coloring book.
It doesn't matter. You learned, did you?
I learned
I hope you did.
I learned a lot.
Yes.
It's been a long time since I've been to the old capital, Spanish Town. So when we arrived, we found out that we missed our stop by a couple of meters. Nonetheless, this place is so historic, we decided to view the architecture at Emancipation Square before heading to the museum. Tyrone,
what's up, man?
I'm good.
Welcome to the museum. Welcome, GB. welcome.
So let me ask you something. How long has this museum been in existence?
The People's Museum has been around since 1961.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And what is the admission cost?
We presently charge $100 for students, $600 for adults.
Okay then.
Right, and tertiary students with IDs, they pay $300.
Okay then. And what's the opening hours?
From 9 to 4, Monday to Thursday, and on a Friday we go up to 3.
Alright, so you're ready for showing me the item because my abdel is walking, is touring with me. Alright, so we're ready?
Definitely.
Alright, lead the way.
Come with me.
Yes. Tyrone, the first item that I'm seeing is this right here. What is this?
Alright, let me answer by asking you a question. You have a fridge at home?
Yes, I do.
Is one of those fridges you push a button and get cold water through the door?
Yeah.
Alright. You can equate this to something like that.
Okay then.
This is called a dripstone water filter. Something that would be found in a middle class to rich person's home. Right? The water is carried from the river or wherever you get clean water. And the water is poured into the limestone.
Yeah.
It would eventually soak through the rock. Like it has pores like a skin, and it goes into the cooling jar.
Okay then.
And this keeps the water cool. Not as cold as the fridge,
Yeah.
but very cool. And once you dip the water from this, you have the only thing you need to do is drink.
Ah.
Yeah.
So this filtered water.
Yes.
Right, so now we're looking at a type of Creng Creng.
Yes, sir.
GB, you must have Creng Creng on your yard. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes. You're going like say
But it
that
wasn't so small.
it wasn't so small, don't it?
Yes.
So talk to me about the Creng Creng.
So the Creng Creng would have been used by the peasants, mostly by the peasants, because it's a culture that came up from the marooned people. So the Creng Creng is what they used to preserve meat. So you hang that over the wood fire. Just like the setting where we try to replicate here. So you'd have the wood fire, and every time you cook, the smoke along with the salt that is already rubbed into the meat would help to preserve the meat. I tell you something, it's like what the pot there, the kimbo.
Yeah?
Let me show you. The kimbo pot
Kimbo.
would be open on the fire.
This is Kimbo.
So the oil from the meat in the Creng Creng would drip into the pot and flavors the pot. No meat is in the pot. But
Just
when
the oil.
you are drinking that soup, you're searching for the meat. Just the oil that drips from the hog tribe
Yes.
or the cow tribe, whatever tribe they have, they are with meat.
Oh, it comes
It's
in
a
Kimbo.
lovely thing. So this is the beautiful Kimbo pot.
Alright. Thanks very
As
much.
time evolved, you cook your meat in that, but you don't put any oil.
Yes.
And you cover that tight. So the meat is actually cooked in its own juice.
Oh, nice, nice.
And in some cases, GB, what I saw my grandmother do, he would skim at some points in the cooking.
Yes.
He opens the pot and he skims that oil.
Yeah.
And that oil is used days, weeks after. You just tip some in your pot and it flavors
it's
your
filled
food.
with flavor.
Alright, so now I'm looking at the commode.
Yes.
Explain what the commode is.
This,
Go ahead, G.
This is usually in a neat little corner of the bedroom. It's upper class folks, middle upper class persons would have this. And that would be used in the
So they
night.
couldn't reach, they couldn't go to the latrine.
It would be
outside.
outside of the house. And you would not expect them, especially the missus, to go out at night. So anything other than urination would happen and you deal with that. It's nice to place in a corner.
Who emptied that out?
The helper.
Oh.
But
At that time was called the maid.
I tell you something,
Just in
GB.
uniform. The lower class people didn't go out there either.
Okay.
The lower class, mostly women,
Yeah.
and teenage girls would use this in the night, and it has this nice cover.
What is called?
A pail.
Ale. So you don't remove the cover
No.
to do a number one, but you have to remove it to do a number two.
So then who will get meeting our hold the cover up with him and after my little brother them and them stuff the urinate on the top.
But if you had no choice,
That's what
It's
Thank God
I'm
I'm on in the area that are going into, alright?
it's all part of the
But it
process.
was fixed.
Alright, GB, you just get excited about something. What is this?
This is a washing board filled with water, washing your clothes. You sit over that pack of clothes, you soap up, and you scrub
So you rub the clothes along it?
on it
Okay.
to get all the dirt. And this is what I've been asking
So what
people
about?
about.
What is the bat?
This is to beat
So when you beat up,
spots, dirty spots, hard spots
Yes,
to come
ma'am.
out.
that's why you don't beat so much in a food era. Everything will take for beating.
But it works. The spot is not welcome, you beat it.
You beat it
You
out?
soap it and you beat it out. But I will do well with one of this now in my life.
Okay. Carry on. You did a card me, both said me can't play gig like
But-
how you
but-
play
but-
gig. Or you throw the gig.
Kareem, I see you do a thing like so.
Me never said, no, you think I'm marble, you think
Kareem,
I'm
that's the one where you
small,
buy a Mr. Chin. Me I talk about this, the original gig where they are punching and wrap it up and you bust and you throw it out.
Yeah.
And you have your all different style. You can throw it out and it fall on the ground and you pick it up. We call it, we have the one we call the sleep. You should know the
So make
sleeper.
it sleepy.
And you have it, you hold it in your hand. But more interestingly, one of the things we did as boys, we had competitions
Please don't he said boys.
called
That
Split
gender
Split it.
differences.
Yeah.
where for 50 cents or 20 cents, anybody who can drop their gig and
Yes.
another guy gig and
Yes.
split it,
Yes.
get 50 cents. So
Yeah.
that was part of our enjoyment as boys.
Yes.
Good.
And one of the beautiful things as we can see is that we made our own toys.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So it meant something to us.
True.
Dolls?
True.
Yes.
Corn stick dolls.
Yes.
Corn stick
You know the
dolls.
corn cob?
Yeah.
That's a doll, put on clothes. They learn to sew. Some of us girls did. Slingshot,
We have the slingy.
summertime.
Right.
Bird hunting.
The boys shoot bird.
Yes, man.
And we put them there, on a bush.
What
Salt and
was that?
pepper.
What's that stone-like thing?
That's actually a ball, you know.
Okay.
That's a cricket ball.
Okay. That's
We
a
have,
carpenter ball.
yeah, we have two in there, the carpenter or the bamboo. This one is the root of the bamboo. The boys would use the glass bottle or an old machete or old knife and they scrape it until they get it as close as possible to a ball. This one now was just the rubber. They wrapped the rubber continuously until it takes the shape of a ball. This one now is showing the gig. Now those of us boys who grew up dirt poor, we never had access to the lathe machine to have somebody at the woodwork shop make a gig for us. So our bigger brothers or fathers
Shape a
would
punch.
scrape one with the machete. So this is showing you the process
From
and
where
the
from?
end
From
product
here.
gets done. Yeah, man,
And what about now? So we still have our fresh drink, right?
Yes,
And a
man.
dump truck.
So we have a fresh drink and make the truck basically
What's a truck?
full drop.
yeah,
You
the
put
box,
it
but we
around.
call it the boxy truck.
Box truck.
You see, we had variety, Kareem. Because look at this, another truck.
I know this. I have the two car them I control it.
Yes. And those times the boys were going around corners. I know that driving was all about
Tell you
corners.
a joke. I had one of these growing up, and when you're sent to the shop and you're allowed to use this, if you come back, if you take too long, you're going to get a beating. Because your mother tell us, you drive, so you're supposed to come back. So you have no reason to take long.
Condor.
You can't do it.
Yes.
These
It's
are
a
some-
skate.
Yes, that's a skate.
GB, do you remember any of the candies that you would have in your time?
Candies. Paradise plum.
Paradise Plum.
Well, my favorite. Paradise plum. Mint ball. Car sweetie.
Car sweetie?
That truck shape.
Yes.
Vans.
I've seen some of those.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're usually quite big
Ah.
and sugary.
You know Buster?
Of
Everybody know
course.
Buster.
I used to go to
No,
the
but that's
factory.
all that I know it
We had a
as where-
factory in Brownstone in St. Anne.
Buster?
Buster, where we go to where they make the grate
And it's coconut, you know.
everything, and we got
It's
it
pretty
packed
healthy except for
in the coconut shell.
Whoa.
That was
And
a
it had a
treat.
strip of paper on the side.
Yes.
Yes.
It was a bit difficult, so you just put
Sometimes,
everything in
yes.
your
Sometimes we
Yes.
couldn't bother to have the people who just eat it.
I wonder
Yes.
why they manufacture them
mouth. It was
with
for
paper though.
Buster, don't know what
I guess that's
call
why they baked
Buster.
it.
Is it because
Maybe.
it was
Yeah.
Maybe.
good? Buster man, the backbone, saying that
It's
tough.
strong.
But I know it has Dunsi.
You know that Dunsi?
Yeah.
Interesting. First minute.
No, man, I've never heard that name before.
Penny Dunsi, Miss Sims. And you get 4.
I get 4?
Yes.
When I take me back down the road and I get hungry. Because now you got to talk about the penny, don't see me, I remember 10-cent bulla.
Yes.
And so,
So this item is still used today, but it's such a pivotal item in terms of our craftsmanship and something that provides job opportunities for so many. The peanut cart.
yes.
Tell me about it.
I start with telling you that this was when our parents threatened me back in the days, it was always if I box you, you whistle like peanut
Peanut
cart.
cart.
No, you can always hear the peanut cart coming because it whistles and it whistles very loud.
Right.
But what causes the whistling is that if you're looking here, you're looking at 3 sections to the cart. So this is the carrier, and under this they would have the fire. In the second section they have water. and then this was placed in the water.
Okay.
So whenever the water gets too hot, what causes the whistling is the steam being released. So this controls all of that.
Yeah.
And then the peanut was placed in here in paper bags.
You know the brown
Yeah,
like that?
So when you
peanut man still sell today.
there you go.
Yes.
When you buy a peanut from this, you're getting a peanut warm or
Warm.
hot.
Nice.
And it's kept warm by all that is going on here.
Okay, Tyrone, tell us, what is this?
I said GB looking quite intensely.
I have no idea what it is.
Alright, this is called a coconut or cassava grater. This was an industrial grater.
Okay.
So you
feed it through here?
So you have one person where GB is, their job was to feed the pieces in. And somebody returning it like this.
So you wouldn't have to cut it in the fine pieces that with the
You
that
cut it
manual.
into pieces and pack those pieces in.
Okay, and it makes it into smaller bits then.
Just
Shred
like
it,
you
shred
shred
it.
it, just like you shred it on the grater. This
Oh, so
does all of
this
that.
is an industrial
Shredder.
coconut.
There you go.
Grater.
So they
Thank
collected the
you.
pieces here in a trough and
Yes.
then bring it to wherever they boil the
The
coconut,
oil, you
extract
have
the
to
oil
get
from it.
oil,
'Cause this
the
is basically
custard.
for making coconut.
Coconut oil.
Alright.
Wow.
Alright, so before we end, we have to debunk something, whether or not it's a myth. So, legend has it that, well, first of all, we're at the old king's house, and legend has it that there's a tunnel here. Is that true?
It's true.
It's true? Where does the tunnel go from?
Alright, originally the tunnel led from Port Henderson in Portmore
Right.
all the way into Spanish Town.
Really?
Yes, it was used by the Spanish.
How much of that tunnel would still be accessible?
A good percentage of it. As to put a number to it, I would not be able to tell you like say 50 or 30%, but a good percentage of it is still accessible.
When the Spanish were escaping due to the British invasion, do you presume that they would have used that tunnel?
Yes, it's possible that they did.
Okay, so prior to that though, what would they have used the tunnel for?
For transporting weapons, food supply underground into the town of Spanish Town.
Looking at these historic items demonstrate so many wonderful things about our foreparents. Their creativity, innovation, and persistence for a better Jamaica. I saw things that can cure meat, filter water, and then when you look at the beautiful craftsmanship, it tells so much about our history. It also reinforces the fact that we're little but we're taller. As usual, stay safe and walk good.